What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme back in the video. We got he dropped 50 points on Michael Jordan but told the NBA no. Why? Now if you're new here, welcome to the channel, homies. Just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want to see more bangers from your boy, you feel me? Because the grind never stops. But hey, this is actually insane. I want to understand why. First of all, I would have been surprised if I just saw a title say NBA player drops 50 points on Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, the GOAT. But to see that someone who told the NBA no, so it's just some dude from what, another country? What is he from, the Euro League? What is he from, another country? What is he doing, bro? You drop 50 bands. I want to say 50 bands on Michael, because that's how it really basically is. You drop that on Michael Jordan, one of the best defenders at his position of all time, bro. And you told me. I'm just like, well, bro, you have to be one of the coldest. You know what? I'm just saying this because y'all know how much I respect and appreciate Michael Jordan, and anyone who has a feat like that against the greatest player of all time deserves to get some applause. First of all, I'm gonna give him applause before I even watch the video. I don't know who it is. I don't know what he's doing, but we're gonna see today. Let's get straight into it.
If I were to tell you that there was
my Corzimba video, go subscribe to my boy. That's my dog right there.
So good that Boston Celtics legend Red Auerbach, a man who won a combined 16 NBA championships, said that the biggest mistake in his career was letting this player go. What if I said this man was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, as he was known as one of the greatest scorers of his generation due to the fact that he averaged nearly 28 points per game in college at Seton Hall, as well as scoring over 44 points per game overseas?
Hell no.
What if I said, legend has it, that on one historic night, this same man dropped 50 points on Michael Jordan's head? Well, listening to all of this, you'd probably assume that this player was some sort of NBA legend, but no. No, the topic of today's video, Nikos Gallus, never stepped foot on an NBA basketball court despite getting drafted by the Celtics and then receiving offers from both the Nets and the Celtics later on in his basketball career. Which means we have to ask the question,
how could that be?
Why did this basketball legend never play in the NBA?
And guys, I am very excited to say that this video is brought to you by Squarespace. We'll get more into that later, but for now.
So what's up, guys? Mike here, and today we are looking at the career of Nikos Gallus, a man who was the definition of a bucket at every single level of basketball he ever played.
He's like a
Trust me when I say you are going to be in shock at just how much Nikos achieved as a basketball player, and you are definitely going to ask yourself the same question I've asked. What if Nikos Gallus played in the NBA? Because it is clear he would have been a game changer. He was just that good. And again, guys, the goal in 2021 is 2 million subscribers. So if you are new to this channel, hitting that subscribe button just takes one click of a button from you, and it means the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much.
Go subscribe to my dog.
Subscriptions. You guys are awesome. Please subscribe. And now I want to begin this.
Go subscribe to my dog. First of all, please let me know more videos like this. These videos are very interesting to me. But go subscribe to my dog, bro. He is very, did he even hit 2 million? I don't know. But either way, go subscribe to him, bro. He has amazing content.
The conclusion
all y'all already know about him either way.
Draft where Nikos Gallus was just taken by the Boston Celtics with the 68th pick. And yes, the NBA did have more rounds in their draft at the time, but even though he would have been undrafted in today's NBA, the Celtics were very hopeful in Nikos' potential. The reason for this was that at Seton Hall, Nikos had transformed into one of the best players in the nation and was seen as an unstoppable scorer during his senior year. As in that senior season, Nikos scored 27.5 points per game, an incredible amount, as remember, at the time, there was no three-point shot. What's even more amazing was that Nikos shot nearly 58% from the field as a guard, and that in 1979, he would finish as the nation's third leading scorer behind Lawrence Butler and Larry Bird. This 1979 season led to Seton Hall head coach Bill Raftery calling Nikos the best player he has ever coached, which is why it should be no surprise that when the Celtics training camp began, many people were very hopeful that Nikos had a long NBA career ahead of him. Only there was one problem, and it was his ankle. Yes, during training camp of that season, Nikos suffered a severe ankle injury, and because of this, Nikos was cut from the team as the Celtics were worried that this ankle injury might affect his entire career, and they also had another rookie guard in Gerald Henderson who could replace Nikos. This would turn out to be a massive mistake, and as I previously mentioned, Celtics legend Red Auerbach certainly had had regrets about this decision. In fact, Red would go as far as to say, quote, "The only big mistake of my career was not signing Gallus back then," which are some pretty insane words when you think about it. Red Auerbach was involved with the Boston Celtics either as the team's coach, general manager, or president for over 50 years. To call Nikos his only big mistake must have meant that this really haunted him, and really, just based on the legend that Nikos dropped 50 points on Michael Jordan's head, is proof enough to me that this statement is true. Now, we are going to dig deeper into that Michael Jordan game in a bit. For now, though, let's listen to Nikos' thoughts on getting cut. As he said, "It was my decision too. We sat down and talked. I had generous offers from Greece, coming from a poor family to go overseas. It was a decision I never regretted because I fell in love with the place and people as soon as I got there. I've been there 38 years now. I never left, no regrets." And while Nikos might have no regrets, it's not hard to see why the Celtics and Red Auerbach did. Because during his professional basketball career, Nikos established himself as the best Greek player to ever play the game of basketball. In fact, before we even get into his achievements, just know that Nikos was the first European player ever to get a $1 million basketball contract. That in itself is insane. But when we look at Nikos' career in Greece, we find that things only get crazy. Because at the time of his retirement, Nikos had established himself as the best Greek player to ever play the game of basketball.
Now how's that changed? Giannis the Greek freak. Shout out to my dog though. He seemed very cold, bro. Averaging 44 at EuroLeagues, averaging 27 in college over Larry Bird. Dude would have been a GOAT in the NBA. Stop playing with him.
We find that things only get crazy. Because at the time of his retirement, Nikos had established himself as the best Greek player to ever play the game of basketball. According to EuroLeague.net, in over 12 seasons of Greek basketball, Nikos lost just 6 times and was the league's top scorer 11 times.
And guys, like I mentioned to you before, this video is brought to you by Squarespace. When it comes to web...
You my dog, man. You my dog, but hey, ain't nobody got time for that, man. You my dog, but ain't nobody got time for that.
And when I say top scorer, I mean that Nikos averaged nearly 40 points per game throughout his prime as a basketball player, and in 1981, he put up a staggering 44 points per game for the season. On top of this, Nikos also led the EuroLeague in scoring 8 times, and in those games...
Do you know how hard that is, bro? They be playing rough as hell over there.
For competition, Nikos still averaged close to 30.
And now, guys, let's continue on with the video.
And when I say top scorer, I mean that Nikos averaged nearly 40 points per game throughout his prime as a basketball player, and in 1981, he put up a staggering 44 points per game for the season. On top of this, Nikos also led the EuroLeague in scoring 8 times, and in those games against much tougher competition, Nikos still averaged close to 35 points per game for his EuroLeague career, with a high of 37.7 points per game in 1988. Again, the man was a walking bucket, and here's why. Now, to me, one of the most interesting things to look for when we watch Nikos' game is that on the offensive end, despite standing at just 6 feet tall and despite not having any sort of a great vertical leap, Nikos was able to become a lethal scorer through one of the most unique ways I have ever seen. We of course know about legendary moves like Kareem's skyhook and Dirk's fadeaway, and when it comes to Nikos, we can see that he definitely had a signature move of his own. Because when watching these clips, we can see that using his incredible core strength, Nikos was constantly able to knock down jumpers that were completely guarded. The way he was able to do this was simple in theory, but almost impossible in practice to pull off. Because while most basketball players basically have to shoot at the highest point of their jump shot, Nikos mastered the art of delaying his release until the defender that was contesting him was on the way down. This gave Nikos a near unstoppable jump shot, as even if you played near perfect defense, you would just watch as Nikos waited for you to fall to the ground.
It's like when you do a late release in 2K, you try to hold on, but you can't. Obviously, you can't do it because obviously it's gonna be red. But he mastered a way how to do a late release, but net it with green beam.
Drain a jumper in your face. That's what defenders had to deal with on a nightly basis. That is what made Nikos such a legend. And as previously mentioned, Nikos was not only a...
Bruh, my dog Nikos is a legend, bro. Put some respect on my dog Nikos' name, bruh. Never even knew about him before this.
a scorer, but he was a winner too. Throughout his career, Nikos won several Greek League championships and Greek League cups, but the most impressive win of his career would come in the 1987 FIBA European Championship game. As throughout this tournament, Nikos was simply unstoppable and did the near impossible, carrying Greece to a championship win while averaging 37 points per game in the tournament. And to top things off here, Nikos would put up 40 points in the championship game as Greece won by just 2. This gave Greece just one of their 2 European championships in their country's entire history, and it's facts like that that make it easy to see why Nikos was seen as such a legend. But with all this in mind, before we do get into the Jordan game, you might be wondering, why did Nikos never come back to the NBA after playing some time overseas? And the answer to that does not come in the form of interest, because like I said before, Nikos was offered contracts by both the Celtics and the Nets later on.
Because he liked the place where he was at.
The problem was, accepting those contracts would come with a huge price. FIBA rules at the time stated that NBA players were not allowed to play at the national team level, which meant if Nikos did accept an NBA contract, he could not play for Greece. And to me, it says a ton about Nikos and his national pride that he turned down the chance to play in the NBA because he loved representing his country that much. With that said, let's now talk about what you've been waiting for, Nikos' matchup with Michael Jordan himself. Now, to be clear, this matchup did occur when Jordan was in college and Nikos was playing with the Greece national team, but we have to remember 2 things. 1, the talent gap between the rest of the world and the United States was so big at this point that the Tar Heels would actually beat the Greece national team, and 2, Michael Jordan was already 20 years old and had already begun to show some serious flashes of the generational talent he would become. With that in mind, it's no surprise that in this game, Jordan would score 34 points in his team's win. What is potentially shocking is that the legend goes, for his part, Nikos scored 50 points on Michael Jordan.
And they lost?
Points. Now, to be completely transparent with you guys, this game is actually a source of incredible debate, because while a lot of people do claim that Nikos did score 50 points here, others state that the number was closer to 24, which is an absurd difference. And unfortunately, because this was an exhibition game played in 1983, almost 30 years ago, there is no stat sheet, so we really can't tell for sure. Regardless of anything though, what I do know is that after this game, Michael Jordan gave Nikos the ultimate seal of approval, because when asked about Nikos, a more than impressed Mike would say, quote, "He is a complete player. I didn't expect to see such a scorer from Europe, especially from your Michael Jordan was in complete shock that Nikos was not playing in the NBA and instead was playing in Greece, something that I can say a lot of people were in shock of at the time. Because by the end of his basketball career, it was clear Nikos Gallus was one of the best players to never play in the NBA, and that was certainly confirmed when he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is awesome for Nikos. Again, he says he has no regrets, but I really wish we could have seen this guy play NBA basketball. I would have loved to see how his game translated to the NBA level. With that said though, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, the goal is 2 million subscribers in 2021. All it takes is a single click from you to subscribe, and it will be much appreciated by me. And I do want to say you guys have been so supportive lately. Thank you for that. It really does mean a lot. Also, as you guys know, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting Europe.
W-Mans. Wait, unless he says anything else.
Always have an awesome day, guys.
Yeah, W-Mans. W-Mans. Oh, he's almost at 2 mil though. He's almost at 2 mil, y'all. Give him the 2 mil. You feel me? But that's the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. More videos dropping soon. But bro, did the Celtics fumble the bag? They fumbled at the 1 yard line. Like, dang. Y'all really yeah, y'all didn't I'm not gonna say nothing, but Celtics, y'all fumbled. I mean, the dude even said they fumbled. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. More videos dropping soon. But hey, that was, hey, my dog Nikos, put some respect on my dog's name, bro, because he was going dumb crazy on these niggas, man. He was going crazy, bro. Y'all 50 on Jordan, bro. And from watching this video, I totally agree. I didn't even know who he was before, so shout out to my nigga Nikos, bro. Good to know he doing his thing, bro. Going crazy over there in Greece, doing his shit, bro. Shout out to my dog Nikos. But that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Nico. Shout out to everybody. Great video. Shout out to Corzemba. Let me know what else you guys want to react to, and I'll see y'all next time. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you want to see more videos. Instagram's on the bottom of the screen, also in the description. If you want to hit me up, DM me, message me, do all that shit so I can keep on spamming these videos out for y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for watching. It's your boy KingSupreme. I'll catch y'all next time, homies.